All right, y'all, we are in the new house. I'm finally feeling like, yes, this is my casa. This is my home, you know? But today, it's not about the house. Today's about the team. And we're gonna get into it because boy, oh boy, are there updates. But I'm gonna get ready while I talk to you guys about what has transpired since my last video. Buckle up. I know I said that last time, but really this time, buckle up, okay? If you have no idea what I'm referencing, I'm gonna be doing, this is like my part 2 to the most embarrassing moment that I've had with a man before. This is like part 2. The story is extending. The story just continues, it never ends, and my heart, I'm like this. And every time I talk about this story, I get like re-dizzy, okay? So I'm like, let me sit down, let me grip something, and we'll get into it because also, is the birds too much? Because I'm thinking it might be, but I'm gonna show you the view really quick. So if you've been watching me, you probably know the lore of the bartender. Yup, he's back, babies, he's back. But if you have not watched the first video, go watch it because the lore is so, the story really makes me ill, to be honest, and it still does. Not in like a bad way, just in a like, what is happening? That video will emphasize even more everything that's happened because you'll be like, oh my God, the history. But if you don't want to go watch that video, a brief summary. Basically, I'm just like kind of in love with this bartender who is bad news bears. And I know it, but I can't get him out of my damn head. I cannot get him out of my head, okay? He's one of those people where, you know, if I go a couple months without seeing him, I do feel like I get him out of my head and I'm like, whatever, I'm over it. And then I see him again and I'm like, I'm dizzy, okay? That's what my friends and I say every time we see like a man that there's history with. We're like, oh bitch, I know when you saw him, you got dizzy. Because I do. Okay, so the last time I left off on the bartender, I had called him a PBS character.
I was so drunk. I don't even remember saying this. Mary had to remind me that I said this because I didn't answer his question. I looked at him after he invited us to his home and I said, "You look like a PBS character."
So I didn't end it off strong, okay? But that was, you know, almost a year ago, which is crazy. Time is just flying by. Time's just flying by when you're having fun. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, I've seen him around here and there, but nothing ever substantial really. But oh boy, some things transpired over the past couple of months, all right? So also, I don't know what this is. I think it's a spider bite, but I thought it was a pimple, so I tried to pop it and I just aggravated it even more. I do think I'm sleeping with a spider because there's a big old bite on my leg too, so I got a roommate, all right? I thought I was living alone, I got a roommate. This man, we're gonna go back to his code name, all right? It's Jordan. So Jordan, I see him here and there. He works at one of the clubs out in Arizona, so I see him like whenever we go out. And it's kind of the same thing, you know, nothing ever, damn, the birds are going like, is everything all right? Oh my God, truly, is everything all right? Okay, sorry about that, ignore the birds. Nothing significant really happens. I see him here and there, but like, you know, it's a quick hi, a little brief hug, and then I go home being like, and then, you know, I met that guy, the one who ghosted me. So for a while I was kind of like, Jordan's on the back burner, you know? So then one night, my friends and I go out. Where do we go? To the club he works at. Yeah. And when we show up, I was kind of like, in my mind, I was like, I hope he's working. So it was me and 3 of my girlfriends, okay? And one of them being obviously Mary, okay? Mary has been with me through this entire Jordan saga. She's lived it, she's breathed it, she's seen it. And well, I'm just happy she's still sticking with me because she's seen me in the trenches. So we get to this club and I'm kind of hoping he's working, you know? I'm like, give me a little bit of a for the night, you know? But sadly, he was not working that night, so I was like, damn it. But low-key, when I show up and he's not working, I'm like, okay, I can like chill then, you know? Because whenever he is working over there, I'm kind of on edge because I'm just like his presence makes me nervous. That night was a little bit of a rocky road, I'm not gonna lie. So we're at this club for a little bit, probably till around like midnight. And one of my friends was like, yo, I'm not really vibing with this. Like, can we go somewhere else? I was like, okay. So she wanted to go to Wasted Grain, which is more of, I don't love Wasted Grain because it's very like college-y and I just feel like a grandma when I go there. So I'm like, oh yeah, Wasted Grain. I'm like, let me put in my dentures and let's get it poppin'. So the whole time we're at the club, somebody brought us up to their table, you know, 4 cute girls, you gotta do what you gotta do. So we're at this table, we're dancing, and then around midnight, that's when my friend was like, I'm not really vibing. So we get down from the table to go walk over to Wasted Grain. And as we're walking out of the club, I look ahead of us, and who was 2 tables down the entire night? Jordan and his friends. So obviously here it happens. And my one friend walked out of the club too quick and didn't see them. But Mary spotted them immediately and was like, Mary stops dead in her tracks and she goes, and turns around and looks at me and was like, hi Jordan, Serena's here. So, you know, we're just real subtle with it. Obviously, like, we keep it cool. But, you know, I'm standing behind all of them and I'm like, oh, okay, here we go. So Jordan comes up to me and was like, hey Pookie. I wish he said that. No, but he was like, hey, like, what's up? And I was like, hey. And he was like, where are you going? Because he could see that we were walking out of the club. And I was like, we're going to Wasted Grain. And he's like, why are you going there? I'm like, I don't want to. I was like, I don't want to, especially now. But I was like, I don't know, I don't really want to, but you know, one of my friends wants to go, so you gotta have a balance. You gotta have a balance. And he was like, don't go to Wasted Grain. I was like, boo-boo, I know, I don't want to go to Wasted Grain. I was like, I don't want to go to Wasted Grain, but I gotta do what I gotta do. And he was like, well, look, we're gonna go to this other club in a couple of minutes. If you want, you can come with us, like, come join us. And I was like, I can't, because my friend wanted to go to Wasted Grain. And so I was like, yeah, like, we'll see. But in my head, I was like, we're not gonna go there because it's already midnight. We gotta go to Wasted fucking Grain. We gotta go to Wasted Bread, whole wheat grain, bro. I was like, yeah, like, I'll text you. I motion like this to kind of like show him like, hey, give me your phone so I can put my number in. Even though I've given him my number probably like 5,000 times at this point, but I'm like, I need to know. Like, part of me is like, does he even know my number? Does he know my name? I know he knows my name, but I'm like, just in case. So, oh ladies, you're gonna be real disappointed. You're gonna be real disappointed. He takes his phone out. I go and I put my number in. Expecting my name to pop up. Tell me why I put my number in his phone. And you know the name that popped up? John Inahosa. John? I'm John in your phone? Oh, baby cakes. But see, in the moment, I didn't think anything of it because I was just so hyped to talk to him. I was like, John? So I looked at him, I was like, why am I John in your phone? He's like, he looked at me and he just started laughing. And he's like, I'll explain later. I'm like, what? Why am I John? But obviously it's purposeful because my last name was in there. It wasn't like he accidentally like mixed my number up or whatever. Like, he purposefully put John in. So in that moment, I more was just like, ha, funny. Like, maybe that's a nickname for me or something. Oh, no. My friends real quick like snapped me into place because after I was like, all right, well, I'll see you later, Pookie. And we walk out of the club. I explained to them what happened. I was like, oh yeah. And then he had my name in his phone as John. And they were all like, Serena. And I was like, wait, what? They were like, dude, think with the noggin. Like, he's got a girl. He's got a girly. If your name is like a secret name or like he wants to make it sound like it's a man, like, he's got a girl. Like, why else would he put your name as John on his phone? I was like, oh, right. And then the more I thought about it, I was like, oh yeah. Like, if his girl's going through his phone, whatever, like, he's got my name as John, just to be safe. Oh, that's so great. That's so great. So the rest of the night, I was still on a high. I was like, call me John, call me Serena, call me Daryl. I really don't care. Like, hey. No, I'm kidding. Okay, no, I'm not. That's how I felt in the moment. I was like still pretty elated, I'm not gonna lie, just being able to see him. So he ends up texting me later and just asked if we wanted to meet up, and I was like, nah, we're at Wasted Green. And I was like, damn. And I said something smart about like, oh, John is wondering, or like, John's waiting. Mentioned something about it, and he was just like, ha ha ha, but he never addressed it again. And I was like, I'm gonna figure out why my name is John, brother. So fast forward about a month later, all of my girlfriends from high school came and visited me for a little girls trip, okay? This year, they all came to Arizona. We got a little Airbnb in Scottsdale, and we had the best weekend ever. It was so much fun. Like, I felt like I truly connected. Like, it's just the friend group where every time I get back together with them, the vibes are the exact same. Like, it has not changed. Like, yes, we've grown and matured, and like, we're all like thriving in our own lives, but we're still at our core the same people. So it was just so fun to have them out. So obviously we had a lot of catching up to do. So we get to hear all the tea from everybody. And of course I have to tell them the John lore. They already know everything about this guy from before because we do like group FaceTimes and stuff like that. But I didn't tell them the John lore. So I was like, yeah, I'm John in this guy's phone, you guys. And they were like, yeah, boo-boo, he got a girl. I was like, really, you think? So they came during Labor Day weekend. So I was like, all right, guys, this is gonna be the plan. Friday night, let's start there. We're gonna get ready. They're gonna come over. I'm gonna make us some margaritas. We're gonna go hang out by the pool. Then we're gonna go grocery shopping, head up to the Airbnb, get ready, and then we'll go to the club that night because they haven't been to the Scottsdale clubs. And I was like, it's my time to shine. I gotta show you guys. Friday night, we all get glam, we get cute, and we end up going to Old Town, Scottsdale. And I was like, I'm gonna show y'all my favorite spots. So obviously, you know, we go everywhere. We hit all the good spots, but then I was like, oh, let me show y'all where Jordan works. So we pop in there for a second and we see he is in fact working. And mind you, this is a girls trip, we're reuniting, so we were all very turned, okay? The pregame. We walk in and I was like, oh, y'all, that's him, that's the man who's calling me John. My friend Courtney looks at me and she goes, wait, which one is he? So I point him out again, I'm like, he's right there. And she goes, I'll be right back. I was like, Court, no, like literally, like keep it shut, don't say anything, please, I'm begging you, girl. And she was like, I'll be right back. So I was like, oh my God, no, I can't, like I need to turn around. So I literally turned my back to the bar because I was like, I can't, whatever is gonna happen, I truly cannot face it. I just need to like, you know, I notice in times of strife, I'm just good at kind of ignoring what's happening and then being like, all right, we'll figure it out later. So I turn around and I'm like, no, this is not happening. Like, Court, whatever you were saying, don't do it. But when I turned around, I met this fine gentleman, okay? And he was so sweet. And he was like, babe girl, when you walked in, you were the most beautiful person I saw. Like, I want to talk to you. And I was like, sir, when I walked in, I thought you were very beautiful as well. So like, let's talk. Because you know, that's what you do in the club, you talk. So we start chatting and I kind of forget that Courtney went over to the bar to say whatever she was going to say to Mr. Jordan. So the night goes on and I actually hit it off with this other guy that I was using to avoid having to look at the bar. We're gonna call him Garrett, okay? So Garrett and I hit it off and he ended up actually like coming out with us to the other clubs. Like, he was fun. He enjoyed my friends too. So I was like, okay, whatever. The reason I bring up Garrett is because I was pretty distracted the rest of the night with like my friends and Garrett. So I forgot that she went up to the bar, okay? So the next day we just had a pool day. I'm gonna insert some videos because it was a vibe.
Yeah. Oh. Away.
pool day, okay? We're looking at our videos from the night before, scrolling through, and Courtney was like, oh my gosh, I have a video of me talking to Jordan. And I was like, I forgot that you went and talked to him. So we go to the video. I really wish I could insert it because it's the funniest video ever, but it shows his full face, so I can't. But my friend Amber was recording Courtney. She goes up to the bar and she finds Jordan. And she goes, hey, do you know a John here? I'm watching this video and I'm like, no. And he goes, there's a lot of Johns out here. Like, you're gonna have to be more specific. Do you have like a last name? And she goes, oh no, not John. Serena Lenore Hinojosa, she's right behind me. And he looks over behind her and he just goes, ah, and laughs and looks at me. When I saw that video, y'all, I screamed. That Airbnb, I rampaged through it. I ran to the bed. I was like, oh, I didn't even know what to do with myself. I was like, I want to crawl out of my body right now. Like, oh, they were literally like, Courtney, why did you say her full government name to this man? Like, and Courtney was like, Serena, I'm so sorry. Like, I was really turned. And I was like, you know, it's okay. I get it. Like, it happens, you know? And I'm like, well, I can never see this man again. Like, I can truly never see this man again, because why are random girls coming up to him and telling him about the fact that my name is John in his phone? Like, oh, I can never come face to face with this man again, okay? So fast forward to the next night. So the next day, it's Sunday, because it's Labor Day weekend, so we were gonna go out Sunday too, but I was like, Sunday is for Phoenix, okay? Like, we'll spend the day at the Airbnb and then we'll go to downtown Phoenix because that's the vibe. Like, we'll hit the smaller bars, it's not as crazy and intense, but they all loved the club. They were like, that was so fun, girl. Like, we were all shaking our little booties, we were getting tables, drinks, whatever. Like, it was just a good time. Also, my makeup is looking really scary in this lighting, but trust, it looks good in real life, I promise. Promise. And then after the pool day, we were like, okay, let's get ready. We're gonna go out to eat in downtown Phoenix, go to a nice little dinner, and then go out in Phoenix. So we go to dinner. It was a great time. We went to Hanny's. If you're in downtown Phoenix, go to Hanny's. That place has the coolest atmosphere. It's never like fully booked. We've always just been able to walk in. And their food is bomb. Their food is so good. I recommend the steak sandwich, or, oh my God, they have just like a plate of like different types of fries with all these little dips. It's delicious. It's delicious. So we go to Hanny's, we have our little like girls' night, and then we go out to downtown Phoenix. Downtown Phoenix is a ghost town. I don't know why. I was like, it's a holiday weekend. Like, what is happening? Everywhere was just dead. So it's about 11 o'clock at this point, and I was like, damn it, this is our last night to go out. Like, I don't want this to be the vibe. So I was like, all right, y'all. And this night I was DD because we were in downtown Phoenix and my apartment is here. So I was like, why don't we just get in my car and go up to Old Town right now? Like, if we wait any longer, the clubs are gonna close and we're gonna miss our opportunity. So they were like, dude, we're down. Like, that was so much fun. I was like, period. Okay, let's go. So we whip in my car and I whip up to Old Town, okay? We're back in the trenches, all right? So we get back to Old Town and we go to this little club that I don't usually go to, but it's cute, it's fun. And we're at this club and my friend Tree texts me and she's like, hey, are y'all in Old Town? I was like, in fact, we are, baby cakes. Plans changed and now we're in Old Town. So she was like, yo, I'm here with like so-and-so, with all my, like a bunch of my other mutual friends. And I was like, bring them. Let's merge these two together. You know what I'm saying? So we're all at this club. Tree shows up. My friend Anjali shows up. Jalil showed, all my friends. And I was like, hey, y'all. And they all got to meet my high school friends. I was like, this is awesome. Like, I'm loving the vibes. So we're at this club and I'm sober that night because I was DJing. So I was kind of, you know, I was feeling the vibe, but I wasn't like as lit as the night before. The night before was like crazy, but this night I was just kind of vibing. So I go to the bar, I get some water, and I'm just kind of watching my friends. And then I get a text from Mary, and she's like, hey, baby cakes, are you in Old Town? And I was like, yes. are you? She goes, well, yes. And I'm bringing my friend, because her friend was visiting that weekend. So she was hanging out with her friend, I was hanging out with my friends. We didn't really cross paths. But she was like, I'm with my friend, let's meet up. I was like, oh my God. I was like, girl, you should surprise my friends, because my friends all know and have like heard of Mary, but they've never met her in real life. And so like, this was gonna be the moment. So Mary was like, oh my God, that's perfect. Like, where are you? So I text her the club that we're at and she goes, all right, we're coming. So this whole time I'm scheming. I'm like, oh, she's coming. They're not gonna know. Like, it's gonna be a big surprise. And so as I'm sitting there, I'm like watching her location. I'm like, oh, I think she's here. She goes, hey, baby girl, I'm in line. I was like, oh my God, perfect. So I'm like ready to surprise my friends. And then she texts me, she goes, I'm walking in. And I was like, okay, perfect. And she says, I'm walking in with Jordan. What? But in the moment, I was like, Mary's a jokester, okay? She's pranking me 24/7. So I was like, yeah, right. So I was like, all right, bring his PBS looking ass in here. Like, just fucking around. We're at another table, all right? I'm standing at the table and I look over to the entrance and I see Mary walk in. And who does she walk in with? Jordan. Yeah, you're darn tootin' right. She walked in with Jordan. And my heart, oh, I started getting dizzy. I was like, hold up. She walks in with Jordan and I was like, I looked at her like, huh? Gary? Mary comes over and she was like, okay, girl, I'm so sorry. We were standing in line and he came up to us and was like, why are you guys waiting in line? Like, what are you doing? And she was like, I don't know. And he's like, come on, come to the front. And obviously if he's a bartender out there, they all kind of know each other so they can like get into clubs easily. But sorry, we're patient. We wait our turn sometimes. So he walked Mary and her friend in and Mary comes up to the table and I was like, you've got to be kidding me, babes. You've got to be kidding me. Like how, what, to explain. So she explained and then she was like, do you want him to come up here? Like if you're uncomfortable or whatever, he doesn't have to. I was like, no, bring him up here. So then I turned to all my friends. I go, y'all, Jordan, the bartender, who's calling me John, he's coming to the table right now. And I'm freaking the fuck out. So they're all like, oh, because they I was like, bro, but the video, like, maybe he doesn't remember, I don't know. So he comes up to the table and I'm like, hey, how are you? How are you doing? And so we start chit-chatting and I just, oh my God. So I asked him again, I was like, so why is my name John in your phone, boo-boo? And he just kind of laughed and he's like, I'll explain later. I'm like, what is later? Now is later. But I'm also like not the type to like press somebody. So I was just like, okay, we'll talk about it later. Okay, yeah, we'll talk about it later. So we're standing, we're talking at the table and he introduces me to his friend. I'm gonna call him Michael. Jordan and Michael. I need to like schmooze Michael so he likes me because I'm like, you gotta get an in with, I wanted to make sure that his friend like liked me because I was like, Jordan, I'm a catch, okay? So I start like hitting it off with Michael. Michael is honestly great. But the thing that I noticed with both of them, very unserious. And guess what? So am I. So putting a bunch of unserious people together, somebody gotta be serious. But we had like good banter, whatever. So the night goes on and we end up leaving that club because little did I know, okay? I was a little caught up with getting dizzy in front of this man, but the DJ that night was whack as hell, okay? Every time he would play a song, every time the beat dropped, he would cut the song and start playing electric. Can I talk? He'd cut the song and then just start playing the electric guitar and then just start playing the electric. Can I speak? The electric guitar. That's what I meant to say. The electric guitar. Yeah, he wouldn't let the beat drop. He would just have to have his little solo sesh. So it was pretty bad. So we were like, we should go somewhere else. Like the vibe here, you know, it started off good, but then we were like, no. Like I love this man, but the whole like solo guitar vibes, not what we were hoping for. So I tell Jordan and Michael, I'm like, all right, we're gonna go to a different club. Like I'll see y'all. So we ended up parting ways. The rest of the night, I saw him like here and there as we were out, but like nothing ever crazy. But I swear, every time I have a conversation with him, like, I don't know if it's because he knows I like him, but I feel like his eyes like light up. But maybe I think I'm delusional. So in my eyes, his eyes light up when we talk. But who knows? Maybe he's just got bad vision and he's trying to like hyper focus because he's got like, maybe his contacts were out that night. I don't know. But there's just something that I can't explain. I can't explain every time I talk to him. It's like this feeling, it's this like... So the end of the night comes, the clubs are closing, and we're on this street corner because my 2 friends went to go get food, and then the other 2 were flirting. Like, gotta let them flirt. One of them is newly single, so we were like, get in there, girl. It's time to like spread your wings and like fly, you know? So they're talking to this group of guys, and I was just kind of like, you know, I had my moment. So I was like, you guys do your thing. So I'm just kind of standing there and I'm like, okay, like whatever. And in this group of guys, there's this one guy, and he's cute. He was like tall, literally my type, tall, dark, and handsome. And so I was like, whatever, I'll flirt with him. Like, it's fun, it's fine. We're chatting, and he was like, oh yeah, I'm like a football player, and I do this and this, and like he had very good style. So I was like, okay. So the banter was good, but then he was like, so what are you guys doing tonight? And I was like, oh, we're just going back to the Airbnb. And he was like, oh, like you guys should come with us. We're going to our Airbnb. It's really close here. And I was like, no, like we're not really feeling that. Like none of us, cause I talked to the girls before and they were just kind of like, we just want to go home this night. And I was like, no, like we're good. Like we don't really want to, you know, we kind of just want to go to our Airbnb. He's like, oh, are you trying to invite us over? And I was like, no, no, sorry. But like, we've had our fun. Like, I just don't, like, I'm tired at this point. I don't want to invite like randos over to our Airbnb. And so he was like, oh, come on. Like the party doesn't stop here. Like, you know, and I was just like, no. Like, we're just going to go home after this. Like, it's a very chill night. It's like, you know, the girls are just doing what the girls do. So as I'm talking to this guy, he's wearing these like sunglasses. And I was like, okay, how do you wear these in the club, bro? Like, how can you even see? I can't even see with my regular eyes in the club. So how are you like navigating through the crowd? He's like, no, like it's pretty easy. Like I can still see. And I was like, yeah, sure. Okay. All right, 3 blind mice. I'll see you. And he's like, no, for real. So he takes his glasses off and he's like, try them. So he starts to put the sunglasses on me, okay? And he gets to about here. And all of a sudden, I look down and my phone starts ringing. And who is calling me? Yep. Jordan. So my heart, got dizzy all over again. My heart starts racing. At this point, the glasses are fully on me and I'm just like, 1 second. Hi. Oh my God, bro. Oh my God. And I was like, oh God, what do I do? So I answered and I was like, hi, what are you doing? And he was like, hey, like, what's the move? Like, okay. He's like, hey, like, what are you guys doing? Like, what's the move? And I was like, oh, we're going back to our Airbnb. And he was like, oh, like, are you guys doing anything after? And I was like, no, like, I was trying to like play it cool because I just told this guy, no, nada, you're not coming over to my Airbnb. We're not doing anything. We're going home. We're going to bed. But now I'm like, yes, we're going to the Airbnb. And glasses still on me, okay? So at this point I'm like, hold up. Thank you, 1 second. Give me 1 second, okay. I run across the street. I say, so yeah, we're going to the Airbnb, address 3608. Yeah, you guys can totally come over. Like, we're gonna be chilling. I can make you guys some drinks, blah, blah. Like, come over. And he's like, all right, bet. I'm on my way right now. So I'm like, ah! So I walk back to the sunglasses guy and he goes, is that your boyfriend? I was like, no, it's my ex. Like, he still can't get over things. So like, he's a little possessive sometimes. He calls, whatever. But actually I do have to go now. I have to leave. I did feel bad. I was like, oh, I'm sorry, Gary. Like, that was just the worst timing, but like, I couldn't let that go, huh? So I gather my friends and I'm like, ladies, we need to go right now. So I rile them all up And we make my way to my car. Mind you, I'm the DD that night, so I'm like, we gotta go. We get in the car. I'm Speed Racer 5000 on the way to this Airbnb because I'm like, oh my God, it's happening. He's coming to my Airbnb, bro. So I'm speed racing to the Airbnb, okay? I hate to admit this. I was so reckless though that I pulled up to a red light and I had to turn left. I fully stopped at the red light and then just ran it. Didn't realize my heart was like, literally my brain was in my fart. My heart was in my brain and my brain was in my fart. Like I could not think. And my friends were just like, oh? And I was like, what? They're like, Serena, you fully just ran that red light. I was like, oh, you're right. You're very right. Sorry guys, I'm so sorry. I'm just nervous. I don't know what to do. But we were safe. Nobody was hurt in the making, so thank God. So we get back to the Airbnb and I see that his car is already there and I was like, oh no. So we whip back to the Airbnb. I pull into the driveway. I get the car in the garage and we run inside. And immediately I'm in the bathroom, beauty blender, like, whoa, touch up. And my friend Aisha, I love that woman. She comes up to me, she goes, decenter him. He's just a man. I was like, period. Yeah, period. But I was like, yeah, she's right. Like, it's just a dude. Like, I can't be tweaking this much. It's just something about him makes my brain go goopy. Like, my brain literally goes goopy when I'm around this man. So I'm sitting there and I was like, hey, we just pulled up. Like, come on in, the door's open. So he says, okay, we're outside. I said, door is open. 8 minutes go by and he texts me back and he says, wow. And I said, question mark? He said, where are you at? I said, here, LOL. He says, we're going home, but thank you for the invite. What? Huh? And in that moment, I was like, oh, hell no. I'm not doing this again. I'm not ruining my chances again. I pick up my phone. I call this man. I said, where are you? He goes, we pulled up to the house, like you weren't there. And I was like, do you have the right address? Like I sent you the right address. I was like, it's the one that looks like this. I kind of explained the house and he was like, okay, yeah, I'll turn around. We're like 2 minutes out. I was like, okay, perfect. I'll meet you outside. Their car never moved. I could see it from the outside. Their car never moved. So I was like, what is this man doing? What are the games? I don't understand. So I walk outside and right as I'm walking out, I like meet them in the middle and I was like, what happened? And he was like, oh, he's like, we went to the wrong house. I thought you were like fucking with us and gave us the wrong address. I was like, no, bro, read the address. It's clearly on this house. He's like, yeah, we went next door and like fully tried to open the door and it was locked. And I was like, well, that's on you. Learn how to read, Gary, because the address was pretty clearly stated on the outside. So anyways, they come inside and I'm tweak. It's him and Michael. It's Jordan and Michael. It's Michael and Jordan. And they come inside, we're chatting at the island, whatever. And my friends were like, hey, like some of us are probably gonna go to bed. So I was like, okay, let's go out by the pool. So we go out to the pool. A couple of my friends like go and sit out by the pool, but we were kind of on the patio and we're talking and you know me, I'm in bliss in that moment. I'm like, hey. So I'm talking to Michael and I'm like, okay, I need to get to know this man because they both, like I said, were very unserious. Like the conversation was just like not going in a direction of like asking them I was trying to ask them like actual questions about themselves and all their answers were so unserious. I was like, guys, can I get a little deeper here? Like you were both so confusing. And now I'm like, I get it now. It's like he's confusing because his friends are confusing. Like confusing hangs out with confusing. And like, I could just tell there was a barrier up there. So we get to talking and I'm like, I'm gonna break this barrier. I need to. So I start talking to Michael and we get a little deeper. We get something. We get a little taste, okay? And we were just talking about, you know, like life and, you know, following like your passion and pursuing things at the age that we are and like how kind of social media like disrupts that and things like that. And we were getting deeper. I was like, oh my God, yes, I'm finally like getting deeper with this man. Tell me while I'm getting deep with Michael, Jordan is falling asleep in his chair, like, but at this point it's probably like 4 a.m. So I was like, I'm gonna let him sleep, you know? It's been a long night, and like, let me build this connection with Michael because I want his friends to like me. And also, Michael was cool. I liked Michael. It's probably like 30 minutes later. Jordan wakes back up, and I was like, good morning, sunshine. Like, how was your nap? And he was like, nap? Like, I didn't fall asleep. I was like, sir, you fully fell asleep on the chair, but whatever. So then he was like, oh, okay. He's like, can I go use your bathroom? And I was like, yeah, sure, it's over here. So I showed him the bathroom, come back outside, me and Michael continue. We're chatting it up, okay? Face is finished, so there's really no point in having you guys sit on my trash can anymore, okay? I need to get a bigger tripod. After he comes back from the bathroom, then Michael is like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom too. So Michael leaves and it's just me and Jordan. And I look at him and I was like, I'm just gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. Like, I'm so sick of like, just trying to like play it cool, like whatever. So he walks over to me and I was like, why did you come here tonight? And he's like, what? I was like, why did you come here tonight? And he looked at me and he was like, because I wanted to see you. And I just said, okay. I didn't say anything back. I was just like, okay. And somehow this interaction was a full 2 minutes long because Michael walked back out and I was like, dude, we're about to have a moment. Potentially, maybe, I don't know. So then when Michael came back out from the bathroom, they were both like, we should probably leave, it's getting late. Like, it was almost 5 a.m. at this point, and I was like, yeah. A common theme with this story is, you know, nothing happening. Well, nothing damn happened again, okay? But the one weird thing that I cannot get out of my head, there's two things actually, was that night, as they were leaving, they both like walked out the door, and then Michael turned to me and like gave me a hug and like said bye and kind of looked at Jordan like, hello, give her a hug, say bye. And he was just like, oh. And then Jordan came, gave me a hug, said bye. And then Michael gave him another look of like, dude, what are you doing? Like, and then there was like this awkward moment where he was just like, okay. And then they both just started laughing. And he's like, oh my gosh, okay, whatever. And he's like, we'll see you around. So it was like this weird thing where he was like trying to tell where Michael was trying to tell Jordan like, do something. Like, what is happening, bro? And so I don't know, maybe I'm reading too much into that too, but that moment I was like, do you like me? Even your friend is like, dude, like, hello? So, and then I watched them drive away. And I slept very soundly that night, knowing that that had all transpired. I was like, wow, better than nothing. Better than nothing. You know, that's like literally my motto with this man at this point. I'm like, better than nothing. But ladies, I hear you loud and clear. He has my name in his phone as John. Like, yes, red flag. Like, I know now at this point, this is all just for the plot. Like, I'm not deep into like, I want to be in a relationship with this man. No, it's just more like, you know, I actually don't even really know what it is. The other weird thing from that night is he told Mary when he saw her in line, she was like, hey, we're meeting up with Serena. Like, she's inside. And he goes, let's go see Serena. And then as they were walking in, he like looks at Mary and he was like, hey, there's something I have to tell you, but now's not the right time. And she was like, what? Like, what is it? And he's like, it's not the right time. What? This man being so like mysterious and I'm like, knock it off. That has been my last interaction with him. I haven't seen him since then, and that was Labor Day weekend, and now we're in October. At this point, I need more interactions like this for the plot so I can update you guys, because this is what it's becoming. But, and trust, I hear you loud and clear, okay? He is a walking red flag. So I'm at the point now where I'm just like, whatever, but I know if I saw him again, I'd be like, she's getting dizzy. She's getting dizzy. Yeah, I thought I'd update you guys because the juice, it just gets juicier. So we shall see. Also, I'm in my new apartment. She's so cute. It's like very vintage. It's what I needed from being in these like concrete boxes that all look the exact same. Like, oh my God, I was going crazy in those. I need something with like a little bit of zest, with a little bit of flavor. So I'm obsessed with the new place, and she's starting to feel at home. She's starting to feel like home. let me know what you guys think in the comments. Give me your opinions. I've probably already heard it from all of my friends, but let me know your thoughts. And if you have a John or a Jordan in your life, let me know, because let's talk about it, sis. Let's talk about it, okay? I love y'all. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll be back with some more tea. Trust and believe. Trust and believe I will be back. So I hope y'all have a wonderful day. Enjoy life. Enjoy the little things, the small things. And oh God, am I like one of those people who sends off videos like, enjoy it, babes, enjoy it. Love y'all.